being a Christian draws attention. Listen, partner, suppose this is the saga. I am not concerned with your gossip or your rah-rah, nah. Keep your stardom critics column in your drama. These bars illuminate the dark like candelabra. This ain't no conspiracy theory, might cover one eye. Just make sure you hearing me clearly. No pyramids near me, Cairo spit. This is hieroglyphics. Big picture, mix the Bible script with pyrotechnics. Same God I can rely on. Same man I survived on. Same God bullseye on. Go ahead and watch me work. Why? Cause I'm a headbanger. A headbanger. In the mosh pit like I never met a stranger. This is a headbanger. A headbanger. I praise them all by myself. This is my best angle. I'ma keep it 100. I'ma keep it 100. I'ma keep it 100. I'ma keep it 100. He could go all the way. It's your boy D Jax. I'm live and in effect with BS3 Sports Show. Keep it locked. Welcome back. Tuned into the BS3 Sports Show. I want to give a shout out to DJ Nunu in the chat room. She's giving her shout out to everybody in the chat room. So appreciate you for coming in. So we're going to talk about the topic of NBA, also NBA loyalty in sports, period, which is kind of completely out the window. I do want to say the intro song was by Derek Minor. It's called Fresh Prince. Go check that out. You can find it all avenues of where you can buy music. Part of the Reflection Music Group. Also, the second song was by D Jax called Headbanger. He also did a couple of drops for me, so he's a pretty cool artist. D Jax, Jax. So go check him out as well. So NBA loyalty. There was a comment by KD saying, of all people, he can't really make this comment. He says, is there really loyalty in the NBA? I guess that was a question to him. He said, ain't no such thing in an interview. And KD, of course, is the poster child for loyalty in the NBA. Cole Sports says, why did Durant say there is no loyalty? That comment was misguided, in my opinion. So that kind of led me into wanting to have a discussion on loyalty in the NBA. Is there loyalty in the NBA, number one, which I would say no, and then in sports, number two, which I would say no to that as well. Coaches, one day they're there, one day they're not there. It's all about money.
That's the loyalty. Loyalty to money and loyalty to championships. And that's basically where it lies. I mean, you can rank on KD all you want to, but I mean, he was in OKC for 9 years. So he spent some time there. Westbrook, he re-signed with them. I mean, it may be because of Melo and George, because they signed. But when you look at, the money that these guys are making, it's all about, who can get paid. So, I kind of see some players that have been loyal. I mean, when you look at Steph, even though he was on the contract, he was underpaid, for 5 years, and now he's getting big money. He could have opted out, considering that last year, but his loyalty was to championships. He's seen the opportunity to win championships. So that's what their focus is on now. If you can win championships, then they'll be willing to take a pay cut, if that opportunity is there. But being loyal to a particular team or to a particular coach or a particular city, no, I don't think it's it's like it used to be. We're in a new era now, and everybody trying to get paid, man.
Yeah, and everybody's trying to play with their best friend, or they're trying to play with a guy that they maybe just lost to the previous year. Which, at the end of the day, they want two things. They want a championship, and they want the money. And they want to get both. So, right. The players, and this is the thing, the NBA has figured it out. The NBA players has figured out we can maneuver and do whatever we want. The owners will follow. The owners will have to follow.
The GMs will have to do what we want to do because they have the power. The NFL has not figured it out. The players do not have the power. And they have more head injuries, more issues than the NBA does. And they just haven't figured out the gist of how this thing should work, which that's why there's going to be a lockout in 2021 in the NFL. It's going to happen. But I think because the NBA players have figured out they can do what they want, they can play with who they want, they can maneuver things, get their agents to do whatever, that there won't be any loyalty anymore. I think Dirk is the last guy. Once Dirk retires,
right,
I think that's over with. You know, you see D Wade, who was with the Heat for so long, and Pat Riley did not want to pay him a couple extra coins. Now, it was he did have an argument because D Wade is washed up. D Wade is not the same D Wade anymore, and Pat Riley didn't want to pay him. And then he goes to Chicago. Now he's with the Cavs. He hasn't stayed on the same team, and I think NBA players see their value more than they see the loyalty to a particular team. The loyalty, like you said, is to the money, but the loyalty is also to their values, and they're going to want to do what's best for them and what's best for their family at the end of the day. And I think that's where the shift in the NBA is happening. That shift has not happened in the NFL. I don't necessarily know in Major League Baseball, but NBA players have really figured out how this thing is supposed to work for them.
Yeah, and on the other side of that is, it's about the brand. Now these NBA players, instead of playing, for the NBA or playing for a particular team, they're trying to elevate their own personal brand. You got these shoe endorsements and these shoe deals, and so now they all have their own brand. Steph Curry has his brand, with Under Armour, and LeBron James has his brand. And Westbrook has his brand, so they're focused on their brand. But D Wade is a good example, considering somebody that was loyal to Miami, and then something happened, because he didn't get paid, and Pat Riley, they couldn't come to an agreement. He went to Chicago, went back home. You figured he was going to close out his career in Chicago. He was going to retire at home, and then like you said, these guys are friends. To have the Banana Boat Club, so,
Right.
So D Wade went to Cavaliers to Cleveland, right. And he's making less than he was even negotiated with Chicago because he feels he can win another championship. Because right. He's with LeBron, so he's willing to take a pay cut just to play with his friend to try to win another championship. So no, I understand, and these guys. I mean, when you look at the influence, like you said, they have not only on the NBA but on the industry. I mean, these guys. You look at Steph Curry, man. With him signing with Under Armour, and you look at how that particular brand has blown up. Now they're getting, college team contracts and NFL team contracts, and so and now he's a part owner of the actual company. I mean, these guys, man. They got a lot of influence. Not only they have influence as far as their play on the court, but off the court. And now you're looking at, they're making statements on social issues, and,
right.
And people are willing to listen to their statement. They're making a statement at this, the award last year. All the four players stood up. Melo, LeBron, and D Wade. So these guys, man. You got to give them credit. And that's what when you get back to LeVar Ball, he sees this. So he want to try to tap into that popularity opportunity and just create his own brand.
Right.
And you kind of scratch your head. I mean, this guy's son hadn't even played a day in the NBA. Now
Right.
He's playing in the NBA, and he's not really that good. You got these other three guys, man, Jackson and the guy, what's the young guy in Sacramento, and
De'Aaron Fox.
De'Aaron Fox, man, and you got this guy in Philly, Simmons, man, and these young guys, man, Tatum and Boston, these young guys are balling, and this guy, is just trying to get his feet stable in L.A., Daddy propped him up, Magic propped him up, talking about, you see them banners, we want you to have one of them banners. And this guy hasn't done anything, but his daddy, because he know how to promote, sometimes negativity, that's free publicity, even though it's negative publicity, but it's still free publicity. So you got people, paying, this kind of money, man, $3.95 for a pair of sneakers and, $2.50 for some flip flops, man. Come on, man. This guy, man. So you
come on, son. Come on. I would have played the drop, but I just had to say it myself. Come on, son. Like I get it. I get it. You're trying to build something, but who's gonna buy? Who's gonna pay for those shoes? People that have money. These kids in the inner city neighborhoods, they're not buying those Zoes 2. They're not buying those Zoes 1. They're buying Jordans, which are half the price of these Zoe shoes and everything. So I want to give a shout out to Michael Bonner in the chat room. He says Pat made a smart move. You can't pay a player for what he's done. You have to pay him for what you predict him to do. Wade is washed up, and Pat saw it coming. I agree. Pat, he did make a smart move. People didn't agree with it. I didn't agree with it early on, because I was thinking about the loyalty part of it, which, again, this is a business. This is a business on both sides. So you can't say, well, the players feel this way, so you should pay them. Pat Riley has a business to run. As the president, GM, whatever he is, he may come down as a coach if they continue to struggle. But I think it was in one of those situations where he had to do that. And D Wade's now with the Cavs with his wubby. That's what I call him, his wubby, LeBron. So let's get into some NBA topics. Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers. This is a team, they've been saying trust the process year after year after year. At this point, the process seems to be starting to pay off. And to me, I'm not a Sixers fan at all, but I'm just excited about the state of basketball. When you have a team like this, which is young, a team like this, which is athletic, a team like this that has length, flexibility, I'm excited about the Sixers team, and Markelle Fultz hasn't even played yet. So,
right. Well, same here. I'm excited about these young guns, man. They're coming up and they're making a statement. What they're 10-7. Cleveland is 11-7. I mean, same thing with the Knicks. I mean, they're making a statement. They're coming up, and these young guys are playing ball. And when you look at what they're paying, these guys, man, Embiid $6 million, Simmons $6 million. The highest player is Redick, $23 million. Then you got Bayless $9 million. So they got some cap. They got some cap room, man. And these young guys are going to want to get paid, and Philly got the room. So, I grew up a Philadelphia 76er fan. When I was growing up, we didn't have the Hornets. So either you was a Philly fan or you were a Knicks fan. Very rarely did we go south, to Atlanta Hawks. We always went north, So either you were a Knicks fan or a Philly fan. So, I grew up a Philadelphia 76 fan, man. Dr. J, Moses Malone, those are my boys. So I'm happy for them. I'm happy that the process is finally paying off, and you just hope and pray these guys stay healthy, man. That's the only thing.
That's the biggest thing.
If they stay healthy, there's a lot of promise in Philly.
Joel Embiid, he's the biggest. He's becoming one of the biggest trash talkers I've ever seen. And the only thing the thing that I would hate to see is if he gets injured. So I pray it doesn't happen. I'm not gonna speak bad on him at all, but I would say if you're gonna be talking that much trash, play a full season first, okay? So you can get a full season under your belt, not missing any games, then you can talk all the trash you want. I want to give a shout out to Tyler Butler of Enough with the BS podcast. He said, how much did I miss? Have y'all talked about how bad Dallas is yet? I said, not yet, but we will get to that. And it's not going to be a very, very touching or encouraging conversation. Michael Bonner says, ball average is 9, 7, and 7. He's having a fine rookie year. He's not a big-time scorer, but he's on the right track. I agree, he is. But here's the thing. If your parent, who is your dad, manager, whatever else he is, he has put him up on a pedestal, which I just think is too high. He's going to be young, and I think he is going to be a great player. But God forbids if he becomes like, what was the name of that guy that got drafted ahead of Jordan? His name was Sam. I think it's Sam something. But the guy never panned out.